Hi, I'm Shah Sajadi. I'm talking to independent filmmaker William Leone. He is the winner of Best of Festival at Arlington International Film Festival. He wrote and directed Attached at the Soul, a short film about love and acceptance. Hi, William. If you could just tell me how you came up with the idea of this story.
Yeah. Well, um, back in 2014, I was writing a lot of scripts, and I was trying to write one that I could make with the money I had, and one that I wanted to make, and I knew I wanted to write a film about acceptance. And I already had that kind of rolling around in my brain that I wanted to write a film about acceptance, and then not long after that, I went on a vacation with my mom and my dad, and and I just saw how much they loved each other when we were on that vacation. And I knew I really wanted to write a film about love, and then kind of with those two things in mind, I kind of just dreamt the whole idea up one night.
When you say acceptance, what does that really mean to you?
It means just everyone is equal, and uh, a mixed race couple, can be together and love each other, um, you know, just like anybody else. I mean, everyone's equal.
Any reason why you chose? Well, there's many ways to portray acceptance and love.
Yeah, there.
Any reason why you chose race to show that?
Um, yeah, there wasn't really a specific reason. I mean, I um, I felt like I know some kids, so I knew who I kind of had some idea of who I was gonna cast. So like for the role of young Margie and young Donald. So when I kind of came up with the idea, I was also thinking about who I was gonna cast. So and this idea kind of worked with this type of acceptance movie. So that's kind of the reason I chose race, I guess, if that makes any sense.
And so was that your first time making a film?
My first, that was my first professional film. I had done a couple of like little videos, like YouTube video type things, where I was basically the writer, director, and actor, and producer and editor. So it was just me. So this was definitely my first professional film.
How is it different?
Um, well, uh, well, like I said before, it was just me for all those other things. So this I had my cinematographer and all my actors, so it was a lot more collaborative, which I really I enjoy. I mean, filmmaking is a very collaborative process. So that's one way it's different, and it's a lot more fun to work with an actor and get the performance out of them and that kind of thing.
What are you studying? What are you doing now? What do you do?
Well, I'm in school right now. I'm in my last year of high school, and I'm writing two more films right now. I'm reading a lot about filmmaking. I mean, I have like 100 filmmaking books that I read like two a week. Um, so I'm pretty much just and I'm acting. I'm an actor out here in California. So I'm doing auditions and reading my books and just staying knowledged and up to date with everything, pretty much.
Excellent. How do you want people to perceive your films and your characters? Do your next films have like a similar theme?
My next film doesn't really is pretty much completely different than this film, but I want my people to perceive my films as I've always wanted people to see that they're in my films that there's good in everything in this world and there's good in everything and everybody. And I'm trying. That's what I've tried to show in all my films, and I really want people to see that in my characters and in my all my films.
Can you tell us a little bit about your next film?
I can tell you I'm writing it with a friend of mine, so I'm co-writing it and I'm going to be co-directing it with him. Um, it's it's uh, it's more of a psychological thriller type. That's what.
Um, so, what was the biggest challenge of filming? And
The biggest challenge uh, was um, probably the I mean the budget. I mean how much money it costs for locations and stuff. I mean that was the biggest challenge as far as actually filming goes on set. I think uh, our biggest challenge was a lawnmower that was going while we were shooting. That was pretty hard to do.
on what scene?
The barn scene.
Oh, uh, when they were having the apple pie?
Uh, it might have been when they were having the apple pie.
Which one was the most difficult to shoot in terms of acting, getting the actors in character?
Um, I don't think I mean my all the actors were absolutely great. I mean, I don't think I really didn't have too much of an issue getting them to perform at their best. I wouldn't say any of them were really too difficult to shoot as far as getting actors to perform. They were all really great. But
And how has your film been received, other than the festivals and places you've been sending it to, but like just within your own community of friends and family?
Really great. I mean, uh, my friends and family. I mean, obviously, they're gonna tell me that they love it because they're my friends and family. But it's everyone so far is really supportive and I mean, they all love what I'm doing, and they all seem to love the film.
Any critics?
Um, e- yeah, I mean, I think I'm my biggest critic. Um, I mean, there's probably 100 things I would change about the film if I could go back and do it again. But I don't know. But I still love the film. But yeah, I'm probably my biggest critic.
Yeah, that would have been my next question. How would you do it differently if you had to pick one or two things to do differently now? How would you change it now that you've done it and you have the end product right in front of you?
Well, what I would probably do differently is I would I now know a lot about cinematography that I didn't and I wasn't as experienced as I am now. I would probably make the shots a little more cinematic. Um, Maybe do some. I would probably do some more shots that kind of draw you into it a little more. I would. I don't know. I mean, I originally the barn scene was actually supposed to be a tree house. If I could ever get that location, I probably would have done that. But the barn worked fine. I mean, there's little things like that I would change, I guess.
And what was the biggest reward after you did it and everything's now done?
Uh, the biggest reward is really just um, seeing it done. I mean, it feels really good to work so hard on a film for like 2.5 years and then finally see the end product. I mean, nothing really can beat that. It feels amazing. And
How,
then
go ahead.
for it to be received so well too. It's really nice.
How did you learn about Arlington Film Festival?
I learned through I think I heard about them originally through Film Freeway.
And when did you apply?
I applied, I think 10, what was it, 10 months ago?
Can you actually walk us through the application process to a film festival like Arlington International Film Festival? Um, just a little bit, because
My producer was doing the submitting. Like I would tell her what to submit for, and then she did the submitting for the festivals because I was off doing other things for the film. So I'm not completely familiar with the Film Freeway process. Like I said, my producer did all of that. So I was actually still finishing the last couple of edits on the film while she was doing that. So.
um, who do you remember of your teachers or mentors that, like, does anyone stand out?
Yeah. Um, well, there's a director I worked for in a feature film. I was an actor in a feature film that he directed called Breaking Legs, and he's probably one of my biggest uh, directing mentors. I mean, I still know him. We're planning on doing another film together. We're really good friends, and he pretty much, uh, when I was first coming up with all my storyboards and stuff, he was kind of mentoring me through that. And then my acting coach too is a pretty big mentor for me.
How did you come up with the name attached to the soul?
I don't know. It just kind of it just kind of came to me. I mean, you know they I mean you know how you saw the film. The two of them are kind of well attached to the soul. So that's I don't know if there's anything more than that.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
And I wish you the best of luck for all your films.
Thank you.
Thank you.